The recent war in Gaza was portrayed in the media as a conflict between the big, mighty Israel and the small, weak Palestinians. But is this the full picture? Or were the rocket attacks coming from Gaza just the tip of a much larger iceberg Israel is facing? Let's learn the truth about the balance of power in the Middle East. So, is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict an isolated struggle of the Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza for independence? It's a far bigger conflict than that. The Palestinian armed struggle must be seen in context as a broader Middle Eastern effort to destroy Israel. Here is a quick historical reminder. The Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO, which is run by Mahmoud Abbas and officially represents the Palestinians, was established in 1964 by the Arab League. This was back in the days when Gaza and the West Bank were occupied by Egypt and Jordan. The PLO was not established to fight Jordan or Egypt's occupation, but rather, just as its charter stated, to annihilate the Jewish people living in Tel Aviv and Haifa and take over all of Israel. Also, Hamas, which controls Gaza, must be seen in context. This organization, which was formed in 1987, is only a local branch of the Muslim Brotherhood, a radical, transnational and anti-Semitic organization operating in 70 countries. One cannot ignore the fact that 3 times over the last 70 years, Arab armies united in an attempt to destroy Israel. And let's not forget, Qatar, Iran, Saudi Arabia and other Muslim countries still actively support terror against Israel and call for its destruction. Now, is it only a coincidence that the Arab translation of Hitler's Mein Kampf or the notoriously anti-Semitic Protocols of the Elders of Zion have become bestsellers in Muslim and Arab countries? Bestsellers! So, in reality, the Palestinian campaign against Israel cannot be separated from the larger hostile Muslim environment which promotes Israel's destruction. This environment is 650 times larger than Israel in size, 50 times larger in population, politically much more powerful since the 22 Arab countries and 57 Muslim countries operate as a united bloc against Israel in diplomatic forums. And militarily, they far outnumber Israel in armed personnel, tanks and aircraft. In addition to regular armies, Israel is dealing with Muslim terror. Hezbollah in the north is threatening Israel with an arsenal of 100,000 rockets, far more than most governments have in the world. ISIS and Al-Qaeda are on Israel's borders in the Golan and Sinai. Hamas in Judea, Samaria and Gaza. Not your most friendly neighbors. This is a map of missiles which are aimed at Israel as we speak, some of which carry chemical and biological warheads. And Iran is working on a nuclear bomb which could reach Israel in minutes. And economically, Arab League states produce over 30 million barrels of crude oil per day. That's about $1,000 billion worth of oil per year. More than 5,000 times the amount of oil Israel produces. Conclusion. Just as the Arab League established the PLO to fight Israel in 1964, the network of ties and alliances in the Arab world today still remains an active and powerful force in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And the same goes for the war and ongoing conflict in Gaza. Hamas, which vows for Israel's destruction, is backed by the Muslim Brotherhood, receives weapons and training from Iran, and money from Qatar, which, by the way, makes Hamas the second richest terror organization in the world after ISIS. The fact is that Israel is a small country fighting for its survival in a large and hostile Middle East. So, is this why you should support Israel? No. Israel should not be supported because it is the underdog, rather because despite the tremendous threat and challenges it faces, Israel bravely continues promoting freedom, human rights and democracy, which no other country in the region comes even close to. Now, doesn't that put things into perspective?